Yes, I welcome you to the third episode of the Triad Equilibrium. I remain your host, Joseph Aleke. Remember, new episodes drop right here every single Sunday at exactly 8 p.m. West African time. This episode is proudly sponsored by Nourish Life Food, simply the best. So if you're listening on Spotify right now, hit the follow button. While if you are watching or listening on YouTube, subscribe to our channel so you never miss a weekly session. So on this show, we strip away emotional noise, take a practical, analytical look at how we navigate the modern world. True stability requires three coordinates working in perfect alignment. That includes the mindset, the relationship that you're in, and your overall lifestyle. So if any single one of these pillars operates in a deficit or have a problem, your entire life feels off balance. You cannot have a high quality lifestyle if your relationship are toxic or having going through a lot of turbulence, and you cannot have healthy relationships if your mindset is chaotic, and probably you will find it difficult to place a thing or two together. Everything is linked together. So today we are focusing on the exact intersection where relationships meet your daily lifestyle habits. We mean your personal energy tokens. We live in a world Yes, we live in a world in a hyper-connected society where everyone makes active demands on your schedule. There's a lot of people trying to drain your energy by making demands from you. They need your time, they need your energy, and they need your decisions, they need your input. Okay, so but have you ever actually calculated the exit return or investment you get from the people you give your time to? Is it actually worth it? You sit down, calculate if it actually worth it, if the return on the time you give out, if what you give equates what you get in return. So today we are conducting a strict personal energy audit. So let's look at the numbers. Okay, now let's look at the raw data of a human life, a normal human life. So let's talk about the time and energy. Okay, see, time and energy are the only two currencies you cannot earn back after it's been spent. It's not something that can be renewed. Okay, so you start every week with a finite number of emotional energy token to distribute between your career, your personal health, your family, and your long-term goals. You spread them out across these attributes. So in economies, the law of opportunity cost states that choosing one option automatically means giving up the value of the next best alternative. So let's apply this mathematically to your lifestyle. So when you sit on the phone for 2 hours listening to an acquaintance gossip or vent about a situation they have absolutely no intention of fixing, what did those 2 hours actually cost you? Is it a waste of time or it's worth it? So the true cost isn't just free time. It is the workout you didn't do, the book you didn't read, the business plan you didn't finish, or the deep, restful sleep you lost before an early morning presentation at work. You see people wasting a lot of time watching movies throughout the night, and these are the things we're talking about. So you didn't just give them your time, you handed them your mental storage capacity. Every time you say a polite yes to a draining situation, you say a silent no to your own personal growth. If you operate your social lifestyle in a chronic energy deficit, you face emotional bankruptcy. Okay, next to our third segment, let's break down a very common behavioral pattern that exists in office spaces, friend groups, and families. Now, let's analyze the profile of the constant complainer. Now, this is an individual whose entire identity is anchored in a state of perpetual crisis. We hear that their boss is out to get them, their partner is selfish, and the economy is uniquely stocked against them. Because you are empathetic and want to see people win, you sit down with them. You spend your valuable time and energy analyzing their dilemma and offering a practical, logical solution. You become their problem solver. They nod, thank you for being a great listener, and they leave. But let's look at the historical data. 2 weeks later, that exact same person approaches you again with the same exact story about the exact same problem involving the exact same characters. They apply 0% of your advice. Why? Because you misread their intention. They didn't come to you looking for a solution, they came looking for an emotional dumping ground. They wanted to take all the heavy, unmanaged data, clouding their mind, dump it into your storage space, and walk away feeling relieved, leaving you physically exhausted from the talking and advice they have given to them. So when you allow this circle to repeat, you actively consent to become a free waste bin for someone else's unmanaged baggage. And this is an unequal transaction, and it's going to cause you a lot of mental drain. Now, the question is, how do we fix this without turning our lives into a battleground? Now, cutting people off dramatically or engaging in a confrontational fallout takes an immense amount of emotional energy from us. So, if your goal is to save energy, wasting more of it to tell someone you are blocking them is a logical contradiction. So, you don't need to loud, you just need a quiet recalibration. So now this is where you implement a highly effective system. I call this one the smile and nod contract. This is a strategic boundary system designed to protect your equilibrium without creating unnecessary social friction. So when you use this framework, you don't become rude or hostile. You remain perfectly polite, pleasant, and professional in letting or cutting them off. So, but silently behind the scenes, you completely withdraw your emotional investments from that individual because at the end of the day, you know that they are not going to use or make use of your advice or implement them. So the next time they preach you to dump their usual baggage, do not activate your analytical brain to try and fix their life. Listen for 2 minutes, give them a warm smile, nod your head, and deliver a neutral response. Say something like, "Wow, that sounds really intense. I truly hope you find a way to sort that out." And then smoothly pivot the conversation or gracefully exit the room to meet a deadline. Okay, so you didn't praise an enemy, you simply matched their level of personal accountability. If they are not willing to invest energy into fixing their own life, it is statistically illogical for you to do it for them. At the end of the day, your lifestyle equilibrium depends entirely on the mathematical composition of your immediate circle. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. They say, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. If those 5 people constantly operate in a state of chaos and a lack of accountability, it is a statistical certainty that your life will mirror that exact same frequency. So ask yourself these practical audit questions tonight. Okay, can you be completely vulnerable with your inner circle without your words being weaponized against you later? Do they challenge you intellectually and financially? So when you leave a conversation with them, do you feel charged up or do you feel like, well, you need a 3 hour nap just to recover from their presence? True equilibrium is never about quantity, it is always about quality. So, protecting your personal energy tokens is a logical necessity if you want to build a stable, peaceful, and successful lifestyle. So, stop spending premium currency on discount connections. This episode is proudly sponsored by Nourish Life Food, simply the best. Okay, thank you all for the incredible feedback on episode 2 this week. Since we drop a brand new episode every Sunday at 8 p.m., let's open up our interactive floor. If you are listening on Spotify mobile app or on YouTube, scroll down right now below this audio on a video to our interactive question and answer box and answer this. What is one personal boundary you have had to set recently that felt awkward or guilty at first, but ultimately saved your peace of mind? I will be analyzing the best submissions on next Sunday's broadcast. Make sure you hit that follow button and subscribe button, drop us a 5-star rating, and copy this episode link onto your WhatsApp status tonight. I'm Joseph Aleke. This is the Triad Equilibrium, and I will see you right here next Sunday at 8 o'clock. Take care of your energy and find your balance.